What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Daily Sean. For those of you who haven't been here before, my name is Sean. I do a daily video on something related to nursing. No rhyme or reason. It's probably not going to change. The infamous month of July. This is the time of the year when all of the jokes and all of the memes come out. Be weary of the month of July because that's when the new residents start. I'm here to pick a bit of a fight with nursing about this. I have sadly and regrettably been a part of this problem. And I have decided I'm here to try and fix it. For those of you who don't know, every July 1st, at least I think it's July 1st, every July 1st there's a new class of residents who are starting their residency program. So every July, residents either start or advance in their residency program, in their educational plight. So a first-year resident becomes a second-year resident on July 1st of the following year, and then a year later they go from second-year resident to third-year resident, so on and so forth. You get the point. So every July there's a fresh class and a new set of faces that show up in teaching hospitals. The standard joke that has been going on the internet for as long as I can remember, that every July our spidey senses need to be on full alert because the residents have started. You need to be worried about the first year residents because they really don't know what they're doing. They're a little clueless as to processes. Even though they've passed medical school, this is their first time really doing the job. And they're rotating through different services, so they're really the new people. Those first year residents who are now second year residents, they've got a year under their belt, so they quote unquote have empty confidence that makes them dangerous. The second year that becomes the third year starts to get a little bit aggressive and a little overconfident. And then the resident who advances to fourth year and above, well, they just get all downright cocky. I'm here to tell you that all of those memes are a bunch of bullshit. Prior to becoming a nurse practitioner, I was part of the problem. I was one of those nurses. I was like every other nurse who made fun of the residents because they didn't know what they were doing. I was sadly a product of my environment. I was sadly a product of what I experienced personally, which at the time was very limited. So I apologize to all the residents out there that I may or may not have offended or made fun of. My bad. I screwed up. I'm now here to fix it. There's a whiff of truth to these internet memes and these jokes, is that the residents truly don't know what they're doing when they first start. But guess what? Did you? Did you have any fucking clue what was going on when you first started your job? Hell no! So why are we ostracizing the residents of all people? They're trying to figure it out just like you did at that point in your career. And if you follow along in the progress of a resident from first year to fourth year and above, think about how freaking cocky nurses get. Man, boy, do we got a lot of room to talk. Now, hold on a minute. I understand that there are exceptions to the rules. There are residents out there that need slapped upside their head. There are residents out there that need slapped silly because they think they know more than they really do and they mistreat the nursing staff in such a severe way. Those are the exceptions to the rule. But you also have to consider we as a nursing profession are setting ourselves up for failure because here we are making fun of the first year resident physician, and then we wonder why later in their career they mistreat the nursing staff. Hello? We're the problem! If you want a physician to treat you like a colleague and professional, then maybe, I don't know, just maybe, how about if you start educating them early on in their educational career? I don't know, like in residency. Maybe give them the lowdown and the 411 on what we as nurses really do, what we are capable of, and how awesome it is to work together as a team. They're not better than we are. We're not better than they are. They have a different job than we do. We have a specific set of responsibilities. They have a specific set of responsibilities. And when we work together, we provide some pretty awesome care to our patients. It's time to put down the words and the weapons that are chastising these residents. It's a bunch of bullshit. How do you feel when first-year nurses are eaten alive by the seasoned nurses? How do you feel about the bullying in nursing? If you enjoy that, then by all means, go on making fun of the residents. And while you're at it, stay the fuck away from me. Because I don't need you in my life, and I honestly don't need you in my profession. So just get out. But if you are mildly bothered by the lateral violence and bullying that we have running rampant in our profession, then how about we start by treating the residents just a tad bit better? Giving them the benefit of the doubt. Educating them. Explaining things to them. Training them. That's what they're there for. I didn't quite grasp how difficult a resident's job was until I subjected myself to nurse practitioner school. And I'm not here to say that nurse practitioners learn and have the same experiences as residents and physicians. No way at all. Simply saying I learned to appreciate the environment that these individuals have to suffer through 7 days a week, 365 days a year for 4+ years. A minimum of 3 to 4 years. Then depending on if they want to do surgical residency, you might as well tack on another 2 to 4 years. And then if they're interested in doing some sort of fellowship, tack on a couple more years there. Their education and training is exhausting. And every step of the way, there's somebody stepping on their neck. There's somebody telling them how dumb they are. There's somebody trying to embarrass them because they don't understand the concept. Oh, and while they're at it, they have the pressure of trying not to kill anybody. Because, you know, we don't have any idea what that's like. The pressure of actually saving lives and making people better. Now trust me, nurses are not the only profession that are guilty of this horrible act. The physician community is just as guilty, and so are all the other healthcare professions that work within the hospital system, that work closely with the residency programs. You're all freaking guilty. Yeah, all of you. I'm taking blame. It's time for you to take some blame. When I was in nurse practitioner school, I can still remember the amount of stress I had having to prepare myself for all of the things that I had to do on a daily basis when caring for the few ICU patients that I have. Having to develop a plan of care, knowing all of the pathophysiology in regards to whatever the hell's going on with the patient, coming up with an appropriate plan, and then having the guts to actually say out loud, I want to do this instead of doing this. Having to do a presentation in front of the attending physician and everybody else. Yeah, no stress there at all. And residents get to do that on a daily basis. And then they rotate every month and have to relive that scenario every 30 days. For years. And here we are making fun of them because they don't know what they're doing. Instead of trying to help them. I mean, seriously? How in the world do we expect to be treated better when we don't treat others the way we want to be treated? I have witnessed firsthand how amazing residents can be. I've also witnessed firsthand how crappy they can be. But I've also witnessed firsthand how great nurses can be and how crappy nurses can be. The list is endless. The bottom line is there's bad apples out there. But don't let bad apples become a meme for the entire movement. The next time you see a resident, reach out to them and tell them, hey, how can I help you? Hey, tell me your story. Hey, how can we function as a team? I am absolutely curious to hear what you guys have to say about this one. I want to hear from the tribe. I'd love for you to share this video with anybody that can benefit and relate. Everybody in the healthcare field, any of your residents, I want you to share this with them. I want to pass on the good word. It's time we stopped laying down of the fences and we started opening up our doors to our fellow professionals. Leave me your comment down below. Your comments are my caffeine. Share this with somebody. And as always, check your own pulse first.